What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Always Am, and this is Felons and Friends, the podcast, a podcast where we talk about real life events, real lessons, just despite our faults, just to kind of, let you know that you're not the only one going through it. Today, I'm going to be talking about my rehab experience. It was an experience going to rehab. A lot of people look down on rehab just as, oh, I don't use hard drugs, or yes, you use hard drugs. You're the only person, that has to go to rehab. And rehab is also made for people who suffer from alcohol addiction as well. When I got there, people were asking me, what's your addiction? What are you in here for? Kind of like jail, but except you have freedom. So I was, telling people, oh, I'm here for alcohol abuse. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, what do you mean? Oh my God. Like, it's just liquor. It's just tequila, Casamigos, whatever. But, it became now to my knowledge that alcohol is actually the most dangerous and addictive drug there is to society. It's worse than being on cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, because people who are alcoholics don't even see their problems. They don't tend to see, the downfall, like the absolute downfall that it does on your body. It's socially acceptable. So of course people are, everybody's doing it. It's legal to do. It's not like you got to hide your alcohol unless, like you're someplace where you're not supposed to have alcohol. But then, you start to see those signs of addiction where, you start trying to, pack your alcohol. I'm going to drink vodka in this water bottle because it still looks like water. And it's like, no, it's vodka. It's still vodka, not water. So once you see yourself, going into those habits and stuff, if it becomes habitual, it's definitely an issue. Nonetheless, though, my rehab experience was one of the greatest things that I had to go through in life that I didn't want to go through. And I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Shout out to the Right Step of Houston, Texas. That's the facility that I went to. I hadn't been to any other rehab facility. I really don't plan on going to any other rehab facility, honestly. But from my experience there, it was just what I needed for me to get my life back on track. The staff there was amazing. They were, actual people who had gone through actual things, people who suffered from addiction in the past, people who had family members that might have been through, those issues. And just for them to be able to work in that field and to be able to contribute to society in that aspect, it's a great thing. Everybody can't do it because some of the people that I was in there with, it was like, yo, y'all need to go to jail. But, society has to give people another chance. Whereas, at a rehab facility, it gives you time to come back to reality for you to acknowledge your faults, acknowledge where you are and how you can make those steps to get better, how you can begin to go back into society with a different mindset. You're able to work with counselors there that, they talk to you, they break things down. You're in a group setting sometimes you have one-on-one sessions, and it just allows you to be able to open up and share your story along with seeing other people's story who might be worse than yours. Like their story, it's a lot of people that was in there with y'all. And it was like, oh my God, you've been through this. And I'm in there like with people, with young women who are like maybe 17, 18 years old. And it becomes, hey, your life hasn't even really started yet. Like you're just getting into adulthood and you're already here at this level where I see it as, okay, cool. You're young and you're here. You're trying to make a step towards better. You're trying to get better at this young age, as opposed to you being like 85, still doing cocaine. You know what I mean? So no offense to the 85-year-olds out there doing cocaine, do it responsibly. But, if you can't do it at all, I would support you not doing it at all. Honestly, it's not good for your health. But rehab was something that I really needed. My intake process, I did not want to go to rehab initially. When I got my 4th DUI, I was supposed to be in jail by number 3. Keep that in mind. I was supposed to be in jail by number 3, but because they couldn't determine who was right, who was wrong. They just charged it as another misdemeanor. But nonetheless, at my fourth DUI, my parents, they sat me down and they were like, no, something has to happen. And I was like, no, like I'm good. I ignored the conversation. I went off to work as usual. And when I got back from work, my dad told me, okay, go ahead, pack up some clothes. There's going to be a man calling you. Mr. Chris is going to call you. And I'm like, who is Chris? Like, why are you giving Chris my phone number? Who is Chris? But he gave Chris my phone number and he called me. Sure enough, he was a provider at the rehab facility. So my parents dropped me off. The whole time I'm like packing clothes and stuff. I'm upset. I'm mad, but it's like, okay, cool. This is the only option that y'all are giving me. I can't stay in the house. I'm not going to go anywhere else because I don't want to live with nobody random. I don't have any family out here in Houston. So I ended up going to rehab. And that whole process of just being welcomed in, hey, you're here for treatment. What's your addiction? And I'm like, parents got me here because I drink alcohol. And they're like, ooh, that's bad. And I'm like, okay. Thought they were being dramatic. But as time went on in my experience there, it was really showing how alcoholics really do have the worst addictions. If you're on alcohol on a daily basis, like you wake up, you drink, you go out, you drink some more, you going to sleep, you have a drink before you go to sleep. And it's a habitual thing. And people might not see it as such, maybe due to your lifestyle. Maybe you're in the entertainment industry like I was for a while. And you don't see an issue with it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody. So for you to have to be that person to, just sit back and, hey, maybe I won't have a drink. But it's very rare that you see those people. Either they're there for strictly business and that's that. They have that discipline. Or you have other people that might have the discipline too to, okay, I'll indulge in a drink. I'll have 1 or 2 drinks. And that's it. Me, on the other hand, I was like, oh, we got free liquor, free tequila shots. Everybody's taking shots. Shots not on me. It's on we. Everybody's drinking. So I was just comfortable with it. So from seeing that background, how not having that self-discipline for myself, it was an issue. I was drinking for multiple reasons, numerous reasons, dealing with trauma, dealing with, things just simply not going my way. Things don't go my way. Oh, well, I can go have a drink about it. Things are going my way. I'm going to have plenty drinks behind it. And from there in rehab, I learned all of those things, just seeing how simply your thought process is and how low my self-esteem was, how low my self-worth was, to where I had to think, okay, well, maybe if I have a drink, maybe this guy will talk to me. And then, if I mess up, oh, well, it's not me. I was drunk. So it doesn't count. It doesn't work that way. This is real life and it doesn't work that way. Alcohol can, it's like a cover in a sense. It's like a blinder. And everything looks real good. Everything looks all peachy keen. You're not worried about your issues. You're not worried about your problems. And at the same point in time, life is constantly going on. Life is steadily happening. So with going through that mental change that I had to acknowledge, I had to sit back with myself in rehab and acknowledge, like, hey, you're here because you do have a problem. If you didn't have a problem, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. I thought of going to rehab as like a way for me to, okay, cool, I'll have a vacation. That's how I took it. I'll have a vacation. And it's like, okay, well, why are you on this vacation? You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask to pay for this vacation. If I really wanted a vacation, I'd be in like Jamaica or something. But instead, I'm in East Houston at the rehab facility, getting my life together, supposedly, that I initially thought I had together. So that was, that's just, just the initial in process take, my mentality behind it. While in rehab, I met tons of amazing people. I made friendships with people. Some people have fallen off of their sobriety track, and it happens. It's nothing to judge people about because some people don't even have the guts to do that. So I applaud the people that, that survived, those 30 days. It's a 30-day treatment facility. You can do 30 days, 45 days, 90 days. They have all different rehab facilities that, you have to stick to this program for this amount of time, and you'll be deemed as, successful throughout your treatment. And for mine, I just did 30 days. I initially went, my mindset kind of pivoted. At the time, y'all had an ankle monitor. Ankle monitor. Like, it was reading my sweat. I had one of those where it reads your sweat, it reads your skin on a constant basis. They're like, yeah, don't go swimming, but you can take a shower. It's water resistant, not waterproof. That's what they emphasize. It's waterproof, not water resistant. So I had to have one of those, went into rehab with it, and they're like, oh shit. Like, what'd you do? Did you kill somebody? I'm like, no, praise God, I didn't kill anyone. But I could have killed multiple people. You see it on a daily basis. It's either in the news, not on the news. If you want to see how many people die by DUIs, DWIs, look on the news. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, but you never know how people got there. Nonetheless, I was in rehab with an ankle monitor. So that tells you off rip, this person has a problem. And I'm over here like, I don't have an issue. You have a problem. Cause I ain't got no issue. So I had to sit there with myself. So aside from me meeting all of the amazing people that I met, in the facility, they give you counselors. If you're willing to do the work, you're going to get results. If there's no work, there's no results. And if you're going into a treatment facility, I'd say just go in there, with an open mind. Have an open mind about it, because the whole time I'm low-key judging people for their problems. And it's like, hey, you have problems too. You're not the only one. You're definitely not perfect because you're right here with me. So yeah, I have friends that, are retired crackheads, retiring heroin addicts. Sounds kind of weird to say, honestly, but they've overcome their faults too. They've seen, hey, this is the path that I was on. This is what I need to do to fix it. And for those people that are willing to do the work, their life changes dramatically. God's not going to give you any problem without a solution. And if you seek the solution for yourself and you stick with it, it's nothing but good things that come from that. It's no way you can fail, because you've decided to not only, go to someone to get help, but you've acknowledged that you need help. At the time, it took me a while to be able to acknowledge that, hey, you have an alcohol problem. You can't just go out and just have one drink and be cool with it. You have to go out, have 3 or 4 shots, and then turn around, drink a beer, yell at some random people in the club because they won't let you in their section because they ain't trying to share their bottle because they don't know you. Like, it gets to that point. So when people kind of have an opinion about a rehab facility, I just say, be open-minded to it. It's there to help you. It's there to build you up and not tear you down. I know that a lot of people who do get caught up in addiction, we all have strong personalities. And with having a strong personality, you sometimes have to dial it back a bit and realize, hey, right now, this person is trying to help me. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to help you. So when you get to that point where you can at least hear someone else out, hear your family out. If you remember having, multiple people come to you and say, hey, are you okay? Do you have a problem? Do we need to get you some help? You always have to try to keep an open mind and then reflect on it. Think, hey, maybe if multiple people are coming to tell me this and they're all different people, all in different situations, it just might be an issue. Going to rehab is nothing to be ashamed about. it's really the best vacation, to be honest. Like, you get room and board, you get free counseling, free meals, you eat 3 times a day. They have snack machines and stuff. For the people that smoke cigarettes, they got your cigarettes on deck. And you got to pay for it too. You got to pay for it. But it's a good vacation. It's a really, really good, it's a good investment, I'd say. But just, opening up and sharing with other people that are in your groups, the roommates that you have, the different people that you get to meet. I've met people who are millionaires in rehab. And it's like, dang, you got all this money and you're still, just not satisfied with life. You still don't have that discipline. But still, addiction doesn't discriminate. And it takes a bigger person to be able to sit back and acknowledge it, admit their faults, and then seek the help that's needed. It's a big deal. So if you go to rehab, you got some guts, because initially I was like, I ain't going to rehab. I ain't got no problem. And now I'm proud to say that, yes, I have been to rehab. Yes, it is a helpful tool to the community. If you haven't, or you know someone that's struggling with addiction, I'd advise you to go to rehab. Advise them to go to rehab, we're going to take a trip. I wouldn't do that. That's kind of like a shock, but, just, kind of talk them into it, because it is something that's needed. If you love someone and they might not know that they don't love themselves enough to get the help them get the help that they need. If you can't help them with it, or you can't see a change in their patterns and stuff, in their habits, help them get the help that they need. It's plenty of facilities out here in Houston. I don't know how much it costs. Honestly, my insurance covered it. Shout out to Obamacare, y'all. Obamacare was popping. But get insurance and it'll help with some of the costs and stuff. They have different facilities and stuff that are reasonably priced. I know in rehab, one guy, he was like, yeah, well, this isn't like the other location. I'm like, dang, how many rehabs you done been to? Because just doing that one time, that was enough for me. It was a wrap. I seen it, had the experience. I applauded tremendously, but I wouldn't do it again. Maybe I might do it again if I need like a vacation from work or something. It's a helpful tool. They have free counseling, all that 30 days of free counseling. It's no better than that. It doesn't get better. You got to pay for some of that stuff. Ooh, you got to pay for some of that stuff. So, but yeah, one guy was like, yeah, they have horseback riding. We go canoeing. I was like, dang, horseback riding, canoeing, ping pong tables and stuff. Like, those rehab facilities were lit. They were probably not state funded. Maybe they were private, but I mean, it's all different types of rehab homes that you can go to. Do your research. Find a place that fits you. If you don't want to be anywhere close to home, I would recommend not going anywhere close to home, just so that way you don't have that option of, okay, well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave. Because they do allow you to leave the program. You are an adult, so you do have to make your own decisions there. It's only you stopping you from getting the help that you need. It's only you stopping you from getting those resources. So, I just say, pick a place, that's different. Get you out of your comfort zone. You're already going to be out of your comfort zone. So just embrace it completely, try something new. But yeah, if you know someone that has an addiction, or if you have an addiction yourself, I definitely give rehab a try. 10 out of 10 recommend. So as always, I'm your host, Always Am. This is Felons and Friends, and I'll see you on the next episode.